A true story is told of a group of parish school children learning the Psalm of the Good Shepherd. One little girl, 6 years old, Sherry, was asked to recite it at the school talent show. She began confidently, "The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing," and then silence. Her mind went blank. She tried again and again, but the words would not come. She could feel the embarrassment in the room, her teacher, her parents, all waiting. And then Sherry simply stood up and said, "The Lord is my shepherd, and that's all I need to know." And she sat down, and everyone started clapping. The Lord is my shepherd, and that's all I need to know. What did she see that we sometimes fail to see? In the time of Jesus, a shepherd was not a distant caretaker. A shepherd lived with the sheep hands-on, day and night, watching, guiding, protecting. And at night, the sheep were gathered into a small enclosure with a single opening. And the shepherd would lie down across that opening, becoming the gate. The first line of defense against anything that might try to harm them. So when Jesus says, "I am the gate," the listeners understood. He was saying, "I stand between you and whoever wants to harm you. My sheep hear my voice. I know them." To know in this sense is not information. It's relationship. It's attention. It's presence. And yet how difficult it can be to be truly present and listen to another. I once saw a video of a small child, no more than 2 years old, trying to get his mother's attention. She was absorbed in her phone, emails, messages, scrolling. The child called out over and over, "Mommy, mommy, mommy," pleading, longing to be seen and paid attention to. I assure you, it was not easy for me to watch that video. And at that moment, I just said a quiet prayer of thanks for my parents who dared to pay attention to me. Granted, they didn't have the cell phone and all these other things that can distract from what's really important. And it made me realize what a gift it is, longing to be noticed, to be listened to be known, to be loved, to be shepherded. To look into another's eye and call them by name, to give them our full attention. This is not a small thing. This is shepherding. And perhaps this is where the gospel meets us today. Jesus says, "I have come that you may have life, and life to the full." Life not as something we hold on to, but as something we give away, we share. Because real shepherding, whether as a parent, friend, mentor, neighbor, always carries within it a silent and quiet willingness to give one's life for the other. Not in grand gestures alone, but in the daily offering of presence, attention, compassionate love. love in action. Look what Jesus says. I give them eternal life, eternal shepherding. Is that not what every mother and father echo as they welcome a child into the world? A life meant not just to exist, but to endure, to belong, to flourish, to be held in love, a love that does not end. And perhaps we take note also of other words of Jesus. He says, whoever enters through me will be saved. Saved, huh? We might ask, saved from what? Okay. What I offer is saved from the smallness that keeps us turned in on ourselves. Saved from the blindness that overlooks the one standing right in front of us, perhaps waiting on our table at the grocery store with our groceries. Saved from the hardness that forgets how to care, how to notice, how to love. Saved from the hardness of heart when looking at the terrible war in Iran, all the victims in Palestine and all those countries that are torn with war. Saved from looking at the detainees as just disposable people without human dignity. Saved from our own judgmental eyes that separate others and looks upon them as other, takes them out of relationship. We need saving from that. So my sisters and brothers, we're all standing at that talent show with Sherry. And maybe, just maybe, her simple truth is enough for us also. The Lord is my shepherd, and truly that is all we need to know.